Well, g'day! How is everyone on this lovely day? To my left, I have Elaine.
And to my right, it's him indoors.
And it's hello from him and it's hello from her. Something like that. Anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about Letter to Geelong. Geelong, everyone asks, where on earth is that? Well, we're possibly going to tell you. It's something to do with my personal history, it is. And it's also to do with Joe Matera. So there we are. Without further ado, we're going to spin the record. Coming at you any second now.
The sun is fierce and hot. Ewan says the schools are strict. Dad got laid off from Ford's, but he says he's trying to fix it. We had to get towed on the Great Ocean Road, but looking on the bright side, the old house is finally sold. We're both sending our love again. Man, it's glad that you've made new friends. You say your dad works now at the cement works near town. It may not be the best, but at least a job's been found.
Dad has bought a new car, claims it turns on a sixpence. The last trip to Adelaide, it didn't seem to make a difference.
The sandstorm it came, that was after the rain. Cold, hungry, tired, then it was hot again. We're both sending our love again. Please be careful where you choose to swim. Those octopus you saw washed up on the shore. They made the news back here, 30 deaths or more.
Joe is learning guitar, Dad doesn't much like it. Dodged a brown snake on the beach, my clothes don't fit like they did. Spider bit my arm, burned from the start. Doctor said good job,
Poison didn't reach my heart. We're both sending our love again. Strange you're in Turkey, but way out there. The weather back here seems really cold this year. Or maybe your nanograms are getting old, I fear.
hope you're okay there. The post's been slow here, and your last letter you mentioned a card that wouldn't clear. We send you our love, and although times are tough,
We're planning to see you. We've almost saved enough. We're both sending our love to you. We're mailing a parcel too. Things we hold dear, as we can have you near. Things you might cherish, should we not meet again. 'Cause we won't meet again.
Oh, what a lovely round of applause. Beautiful. They love us already.
Of course.
Welcome to another live stream, and welcome everyone that's already joined us. Ian, hello. Ingo, hello. Paul, of course, hello. I've already said hello to you once.
And Angel.
Who else is? Oh, Angel's
Angel.
on. Hello, Angel. Welcome temporarily to the UK, Angel. Thanks for joining us.
It's raining,
It's raining,
but
yeah.
not in here.
Yeah.
Not in here.
Well, what I would say, in case there's any other subscribers, because we're seeing that there's 10 people that are logged on at the moment, and there's only a couple of people who are messaging. So for anyone that is not a regular subscriber and is a little bit shy at the moment, what we would say is we would love you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're gradually creeping up our numbers, but it's a relatively new. We've only had it for a year and a half or 2 years, something like that. So we're trying to get as many subscribers as we can, and that probably applies across the board. Facebook, Spotify, Twitter,
Absolutely.
even
Instagram.
TikTok, Instagram for sure.
Insta, baby.
Yeah, and you'll find it's easy to do on all of those.
That was easy.
There we are.
It is.
So there we are. That was easy. So thank you so much for that. Also, what I would say is the Heritage chart. 3 singles in the Heritage chart at the moment. I can't believe that. So great that Good Old Days of the Cold War is screaming up there. It's up to number 7 now. So we're hoping to make top 3 next week. Who knows? If enough people vote, we could shoot it straight to number 1. And I think it's a Take That a number 1.
I don't know.
I think it might be. I think we're going to try and knock them off. We've knocked off the Beatles. We've
Who are
knocked
they?
off Ringo. So why not knock off Take
we can
That?
do it with your help.
Yeah. And of course, in the lower reaches of the chart is our previous number 1. Everybody's Got to Learn Sometime. Oh, tell you what. Oh no, that's all right. That's all right. I thought it didn't have my mic on. Do we have? Everybody's Got to Learn Sometime. Former number 1 is still in the lower reaches of the charts, bubbling around. So that's nice. And also, Renegade Breakaway Group, Danielle Nichols and Al Steele are also in the charts at number 13, almost keeping pace with the main group. So not quite. But who knows what can happen? We might overtake them in this next thing. Then on the next gig there'll be a big brawl.
Well, as usual. What's new? No.
Yeah, so normal stuff. So Elaine, welcome on the show. You haven't been on for ages.
That's about a year.
It probably is.
It's about a year.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we would have been doing Cool Hits at the time, probably. I don't know which song that we were doing.
No,
when you were
I
last
think it was
on.
Cartoon World.
Could have been.
Yeah.
It could have been. Oh, that was a good while ago.
Yeah, which remained, well, one of my favourite albums until now. Something else has crept in.
What, a little
And I'm waking
little
up
other album.
singing Mud Huts. Oh, God.
Yeah, all of them. So it seems the new album seems to be going down well. There was no real blueprint with the new album. We certainly were very much not trying to recreate Cartoon World. We just wanted to go wherever the music took us, wherever the songs took us, and then we built the concepts around some of the songs that we had, and then wrote some other songs to fit in with it. So we'll maybe talk a little bit more about that concept. But today, of course, is Letter to Geelong we're talking about. And as always, there's a little quiz competition, a quiz question. And we tried to offer this prize the other week, but Rick Lovering instead said, no, I'm coming to your gig at Chapel Art. So, in fact, I will settle for a picture of you guys with my book that he's written, you see. So we did that instead. The good news is that Rick is not with us this week, so it gives somebody else a fighting chance to win the competition, because he's won it 2 weeks in a row.
No, well,
Tell you,
someone a chance.
I think he's got inside information somewhere or something, that boy. But anyway, so we do have a quiz question, and the prize is going to be the prize that was offered 2 weeks ago, which was a T-shirt of your choice, any T-shirt of your choice. Now, bearing in mind that we actually only really have 2 designs in all sizes, but we do have a couple of Cool Hits ones together, but it's like we've got a medium and we've got a 3 times large, like a XXX large. So if you're very large or quite small,
can wear it
then
to bed.
you could have a cool hit. But we've got Cartoon World in every size, not in every colour. I think we might have one white T-shirt left of the Cartoon Worlds, but the rest are all in black. We have every size in black, and of course the Korgis Time Machine T-shirt that I am modelling here for you today. Yes.
Yes.
And of course we've got time machine mugs as well, which I'm also modelling. Okay, so the quiz question.
It's easy.
Should we tell them what the quiz question is? It's easy if you know the answer. Okay, so I'm going to stick it up on screen.
Okay,
Quiz question coming at you. Oh, and there it is. So, in the lyrics of Letter to Geelong, where did the car break down? Where did the car break down? Quite a simple question. Quite a simple question. There we are. In the lyrics of Letter to Geelong, where did the car break down? And I think we're just going to leave that right there. We'll leave it to ferment. We're not going to tell you, even if someone gets it straight away, we're not going to tell you. We're going to keep you hanging on until we find out who the lucky winner is at the end of all this. Of course, if you are one of those people that already has every T-shirt under the sun that we ever own, then you could always hang fire, because we will be getting some United Nations T-shirts. I just haven't quite sent them off to the printers yet, but they take about a week
And what
to come
colour
back.
might they be?
It's a difficult one, that, isn't it? You know, it's like, I'd be tempted to actually go for light blue.
Blue?
I'd be
Yeah.
tempted to go for light blue for these, and when the red album's released, we'll go. But the problem with the red album is it's going to look a bit pink, isn't it? Unless you go for bright red. So
It's nice.
that's an issue. It's an issue,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. Orange.
So unless you just stick with blue and you have the red globe on it.
That's a good,
No, actually,
Yeah.
that doesn't work either, because because the cover is actually red.
It is red.
With a blue globe, isn't it? Because I tried, when we were designing the vinyl centers and all of that, I did try to have a red globe, and it just looked like it was blood. Didn't look very good at all. So, in fact, we're sticking with the blue globe, but we put red writing on it or whatever to distinguish it. And what looks quite nice, and you haven't seen this yet, and maybe next week I'll grab some of the designs in, is the stuff we've sent off for the vinyl, because of course it's a double album released in two halves, but it's a double album. And so we've got side A, side B, side C, and side D, which actually says it's kind of on those centers.
All
Looks
right.
really nice.
All
Looks
right.
lovely. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, so people have a lot of the people here were at Chapel Arts gig on Saturday, and some of them already picked up their albums. But the rest, hopefully, most of the British ones were sent off earlier today, so you should get them very soon. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. You can never tell what the post these days.
I was just
can
going to
you?
say, you're using a different
Yeah.
post office.
In the words of Letter to Geelong, the post's been slow here.
Was Ian there on Saturday? No, where's Ian? Ian Walters?
No,
Wasn't there?
no, he wasn't, because he's stuck in Wimbledon.
Oh, right.
Yeah, not playing tennis, but he's stuck at Wimbledon.
He just said he hasn't seen me before, so I was there.
Yeah,
I was there.
yeah. So I think before we dive into Letter to Geelong, or maybe we should do that, and because what I'm going to do is at some point we're going to play stuff that you and I have been working on,
We could do.
haven't we? But I think maybe we should do the Letter to Geelong, and then we'll come back to that, and that'll be a little break, because we've got a few different videos of Letter to Geelong and two different performances. So maybe let's just talk about Letter to Geelong a little bit. This was co-written by Joe Matera, and this happened at the same time as Always a Sunny Day, which also I'm going to play you a little bit later just to remind you the other song we did with Joe Matera. And Joe Matera sent me two little snippets of ideas, really just musical ideas, lovely chord sequences and little tunes over the top. And Always a Sunny Day was one of them. And had that bang, dang, boom, dang, dang, dang thing going on in the chorus, which was really lovely. And this one was a much more kind of folky thing, but I thought was really nice. Could you pass me that guitar and I could show you what it
Certainly
is?
can.
I'm not sure he quite did it in the same key as here, but I found this key kind of worked quite nice. I also really liked the way that it sounded a little bit like... I liked the way it sounded a little bit like that. So, which used a capo. He used a capo much higher, George, when he played that. But this one, what Joe sent me was something like this. Something like that, anyway. And he'd also put or something like that over the top of it. So he had a vague tune for it as well. And so we kind of worked on it. There's a few more. The chords are a little bit complicated on it. We're in the key of F here because of the capo, but I'm playing it in D. And it sounds like it kind of just repeats the first two phrases, but it actually doesn't really, because it's like D, D with an F sharp bass, G, and then it does a descending, and then almost played that right. So it's quite a complicated sequence and never actually quite repeats quite the way you think it does. And I know from playing it live a couple of times that it's quite confusing, especially when trying to sing it as well. So anyway, that's how it started, just like that. And then because Joe is Australian, could you pop that back for me? Thank you.
I certainly can.
Thank you. Because Joe is Australian and I am Australian, we thought, it would be nice to actually do a song about Australia. So kind of hit upon the idea of, when the £10 poms or the £5 poms went out to Australia, they emigrated out. And at that point, the idea of just travelling around the globe going, I fancy going on holiday, let's go. Nobody went abroad on holiday. Everyone went to the seaside, went to Brighton or something, or Bridlington or whatever, but no one went abroad. And so if people went as far as Australia, the chances are you'd probably never see them again. And that's the idea of this song, is a series of letters between an older generation of a family and a younger generation of a family. And all of the stuff that we talk about it in has some basis in fact. There's a couple of, they're not all chronological. They didn't all happen to me. But they did happen to people I knew. For instance, where it says, we dodged a brown snake on the beach. Now, brown snake is not just a little piddly snake. You'll see it in the video at the end. Brown snake is about 10 foot long. And this brown snake, one bite, you're dead. It's a deadly snake, and it was just wandering around in Byron Bay Beach. Loads of people packed everywhere, and all of a sudden you could just see this, like, oh gosh, and there was a thing. There's a huge brown snake on the beach. Well, we went back to the people we were staying with, and they went, load of bloody hippies they are down there. They needed to get the snake catcher in and get it off the beach, because otherwise someone's going to step on it and they're going to die. They need to get rid of a brown snake. They can't just leave it. But no, Byron Bay, they just left it wandering around and crawled in between cracks in the rocks. So, God, I didn't hear of anyone dying after that. But, it's like, it can be a little bit of a dangerous place. In fact, James is a little bit scared of going to Australia because of this song. Because he's listening to all the stuff about the spiders, the octopus, the brown snake. And it's a bit like when people say, what's it like in Australia? Are there kangaroos jumping all over the place? And you go, well, not really in the cities. You only ever find them in the outback, and you don't find that many of them. I don't think, apart from a dead one, I don't think I've ever seen a kangaroo in the wild. And in terms of deadly animals, I saw, when I was a kid, blue-ringed octopuses, and that's the line about those octopus you saw washed up on the shore. Right. And that was something in Geelong Beach. They come in and they closed all the beaches because these little blue, they're only about this big. They're just little purplish things with bluer rings around them, and they were deadly. Yeah,
sometimes the prettier these things are. They
kind of fool you. Come and say hello.
There's a pretty baby.
Oh, you look a bit too big to eat, but I'll have a go. So yeah, a lot of those things happened to me, like spider bit my arm. It actually wasn't me that a spider bit, but one of my school friends, and he basically he showed me. He sat next to me at the desk, and he went, "Oh, I got bit by a spider the other day," and he had you could see the bite mark, and there was a line that was going up his arm. Wow. And I said, "When did that happen?" And he said, "Oh, it was like yesterday." And he showed it to the teacher, and the teacher said, "You really need to go to the doctor and get that sorted out. I don't like the way that line's going up," because obviously it wasn't going away. You know, it was whatever this poison was. It wasn't being fought off by the body. So, he got it sorted out, and he went, "Oh yeah, doctor fixed it up. And he could have put something on it, and it's stopped now." But you know, that kind of stuff could happen.
It's close as that, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
My youngest daughter's thinking of going to Australia later on in the year.
Really?
I think I might put the brakes on that.
No, it's safe. It really is. It really is. You know,
just got to know what you're looking out for.
Yeah, I mean,
but
most of the time you don't see it. People go, "Oh, all the spiders and the creepy crawlies." You never see them. You just never see them. You have to be a bit careful. If you do see a spider, don't go make friends with it. You know, just give it a little bit of a berth. I think while we were out there, we went walking in the rainforest, and a few of us had leeches. Yeah. Fortunately, Carrie had Carrie's a bit of a hoarder. She had salt in her handbag, and salt. If you pour salt on them, they let go. You know. Yeah. Basically. She sort of had some in her handbag. It's like, "To the rescue! Da da da!"
It'd be just the day when I've just sorted out my handbag, shaken it out and cleaned it.
It's got rid of all the salt.
Where's the salt now? Oh, brilliant.
So yeah,
interesting.
what other lyrics are there? Joe is learning guitar. You know, we just decided we better keep Joe in there. But actually, the line actually comes from my brother John was learning guitar, and the line is, "My dad doesn't much like it," and he didn't really. He didn't see any use for it whatsoever. It wasn't a proper job. I mean, he did things like he was a fitter. He worked in the cement works, which says the cement works in town. There were 2 cement works near Geelong, and he'd worked in both of them. He'd been in the Merchant Navy, so he'd done kind of proper job. So he kind of really didn't understand this idea that music was anything other than a hobby. And I think he was bitterly disappointed when I left school and I was the second brother to go and become a musician. And Bruce, my middle brother, his real name isn't Bruce, his real name is Ewan. In fact, he's in the Ewan Says the Schools Are Strict. He's my middle brother. And because I'm the youngest, because I'm the baby. He later became a musician as well. He was a DJ at first, but he then became a musician. And in fact, he lives in Cardiff now, where I live, by complete coincidence, because he came down for a job in the top rank. And he then just got into computers after that and did a load of computer graphic stuff. He worked Paul McCartney, Peter Gabriel, loads of big stuff, Coca-Cola, all sorts of things. He's worked on a whole load of things I don't know about, but I've probably seen on TV. But he also played piano and guitar. We all kind of played piano and guitar. He played drums as well, though.
Very creative family.
Yeah, I'm not sure. When we were kids, I'm not sure we were actually that great at it, you know, but it's a sort of thing when you get the bug as a kid, you just practice and you practice and you play and you play and you play, and inevitably you get better, you know. Yeah. I think Nigel Hart always says, you know, it's like the more I practice, the luckier I get. It's just like, you know, it's right though, isn't it? It's like, and I was talking to someone yesterday about opportunities when they come up. And in fact, it was an interview James and I were doing from America last night. And they said those opportunities are not there where you could walk into a record company and give someone a tape, etc. But it's not that no opportunities are there, but the opportunities are different and they're maybe a little fewer and farther between. But my point was, when those opportunities do come up, you better be ready. You better be good enough when they do come up, because there's no point in having a great opportunity and being crap. You know, practice, get good at what you do, and maybe your lucky opportunity will come along. Yeah. So yeah. What else have we got in our cryptic cryptic
people are
sheet.
saying.
I tell you what we'll do is I'm going to just give you a little reminder about Joe Matera, about the first co-write that we did with him, which was Always a Sunny Day, and it was about the haves and the have-nots. Joe got the short straw and he became the have-not in the video, where he was the down and out, didn't have any money, destitute.
Yeah.
And of course the Korgis were living above the clouds,
Yes.
living the high life, nothing could possibly go wrong, silver spoons in our mouths, all of that kind of thing. So we're going to find that little video for you
One
and
of them
give
was
you
very
a
sunny,
very sunny.
feeling
Yeah.
very sunny.
Oh, that's right. And yeah, look out for the Teletubby sun and see if you can guess who it is. Yeah, okay. So, Always a Sunny Day coming at ya.
Look at us both, we were just like brothers in that old photograph. I became a persistent scholar and you took up fighting the flag. From anti-establishment ethos to a nowhere man without a home, while I flew up to heaven and made my living as the emperor of Rome. And it's always a sunny day when you're living life above the clouds. How come it's raining on me? Choose how to spend your day. Turn and smile when there's nowhere to sleep and there's nothing to lose. Always a sunny day when you're living high above the clouds. It won't stop raining on me. Take that rain and turn it into a rain. Nowhere to go, nothing to show, no colors to build a rainbow. Along the way, our window shadows. The streets are restless tonight. Down here, I'm just chasing the shadows, trying not to lose the fight. The playground of the angels is a wonderland we all should see. Say it's not true that we're all locked into our destiny. Stuck with what will be, will be. And it's always a sunny day when you're living life above the clouds. How come it's raining on me? Choose how to spend your day. Turn a smile when there's nowhere to sleep and there's nothing to lose. Always a sunny day when you're living high above the clouds. It won't stop raining on me. Take that rain
yeah, I got a real soft spot for that song. Just something about it. I just really, really like it.
Yeah,
It's kind of unusual. A lot of technically, there's a lot of fourths in it, which kind of all move like that, which give it a quite a unique sound. So it was great fun. Joe Matera played the guitar solo on that. As you can see, Joe was in the video underneath. I told him just to look as miserable as he could because he's quite a happy soul, Joe. So yeah, I love doing that song. That was
acting skills came into play, didn't they? in that video?
Everyone's acting skills,
Absolutely.
I think. There are a couple of questions. Could we do How's That by Sherbet? Yeah, because we could possibly do a version of that. There are so many good songs around that you could do a cover of. Snails in Australia, dangerous? Not that I'm aware. Not that I'm aware, but then I lived down the south where it wasn't quite so hot, so it's not to say that up in Queensland and Northern Territories or whatever that you don't get some slightly more dangerous
Get
snails.
nasty.
Yeah,
Snails growl.
So the big teeth hanging on your ankles. So yeah, not that I'm aware of. So yeah, Joe and I, we have, or Joe and the Korgis rather, we have a few songs. Letter to Geelong is one of them, but there's another song on the Red album, which will be released around June, called Red Flag Day. And a Red Flag Day in Australia is the hottest day where you have the biggest danger of bushfires. And so it's about those forest fires that they have out there and what it must be like if you live somewhere near the forests and all of a sudden you hear there's a forest fire and it's coming your way. There's like 80-mile-an-hour winds and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's a goodie that we will be working on soon. We are getting together again now on a weekly basis and actually just working on the Red album, working our way through the new stuff. So that's going to be exciting. After tweak for the Blue album, tweak. It's now like, okay, we need a vocal on this. Okay, we need that. We need to put that. Paul needs to come in and do drums. Hello, Paul. I see you there. Yes, this is where your missus is. Yeah, this is where she is. Colin, have the CDs been sent out? Yes, they have. I was going to talk to you personally about yours. I've sent you one. Because obviously you will obviously want to go and play it. But you've ordered so much stuff, and I know some of them were for some prizes. So I wanted to talk about how we would package that and how we'd make it look nice. You know, bearing in mind that we haven't got the Red album yet, so we just need to give a little bit of thought to that. But I'll talk to you on the phone about that. Cool. So we have so many voices on this song, Letter to Geelong. It started off, I always seem to kind of do a load of writing when I'm on holiday, and that's because I don't go to bed at the same time as other people. I stay up for at least another 2 hours, sometimes more.
You were trying for a while to go to bed. You told me
I
that
do
you were trying to
occasionally
go to bed the similar time to Kerry at one time.
Yeah.
It didn't last very long.
It hasn't. Well, there's been too many deadlines recently to really make that work, and kind of the middle of the night is the only time I get to kind of catch up on other things. So, but anyway, when we're on a holiday, everyone would go to sleep kind of around 11:30 or midnight or something like that, and I would usually stay up and tinker with things like I might be tinkering with album notes for cool hits or tinkering with new ideas for songs, etc. And in the early days of Ununited Nations, it was only ever really meant to be a single album. And I was toying with the idea of, well, maybe I'll do an Al Steele and Friends album and call it Alienated Nations, just for a laugh, really. Well, it's still kind of on the table, but what happened, of course, was that as songs got entered in, and it was like, yeah, this would make a good Korgis song, that would make a good Korgis song. But Letter to Geelong isn't a natural Korgis song. However, it does sound nice. It sounds so nice, in fact, that it possibly might be the next single. But what was the real game changer? When we were on holiday, I was talking to Lorna, my daughter, about it, and who you will see in a little bit because I've got a video of her and I. We're talking about it, and I said, oh, it'd be nice to get because it's about letters to and from Australia, it might be nice to get a few different voices on. And she said, well, why don't we get together at Christmas and make it a family thing? So it's kind of what we did. She sung a bit of a verse. Kerry sung on the chorus. Leah sung a harmony on one of the verses. So that's kind of how it started. And then I was talking to James and John about it, and they were saying, it's a good song, it's a really good song, And I said, what about if we all got our families on it? And James said, yeah, that's a nice idea. I could get B to come in and sing a little bit. And we knew that John's daughter, Abby, sings all the time because she's doing musical theatre and all sorts of stuff. And so he went, yeah, Abby'd love to do that. And so we did it as a bit of a group day where the families came across. And we recorded it all. Everyone sang their own little bits in their own way because it's kind of a loose song. You can vary the tune quite a bit. And everyone did that, and it was really nice. And some of the lines we harmonized, and some were solo lines, etc. So, it was a nice, a lovely kind of day out. And everyone has a warm feeling about that song. So we were quite pleased that it came out like that. It would be lovely to do it live at some point if any of the kids are around at the time, just get them up on stage. But it is the sort of thing that you could just say, well, if you want to come on stage and sing a little bit, just learn one of the bits and, so it is one of those things that we could do that with it. In fact, Lorna and I did it at an open mic night where she took all the girls' parts. We did all the choruses together. Took all the girls' parts. She took all the girls' parts, and we did the other harmony things. And that worked quite nicely. We did actually record the live night, but the sound quality wasn't so good. So, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a rehearsal we did at home, which Kerry filmed. So I'm gonna chuck this up on screen, and this is what it sounds like with just a guitar and two voices and some of the right words.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So let's find. Oh, sorry, I lost my mouse. Coming back now. Going up on screen. Okay.
Take 54.
Yeah.
We're sending our love to you. We're mailing a parcel to things we hold dear, as we can have you near. Things you might cherish if we don't meet again.
Sun is fierce and hot. UN says the schools are strict. Dad got laid off from Ford's, but he says he's trying to fix it.
We had to get towed on the Great Ocean Road.
But looking on the bright side, the old house was finally sold.
We're sending our love again. Now it's glad that you made new friends. You say your dad works now as a man works in town. It may not be the best, but at least the job's been found. Dad has bought a new car. Things it turns on the same hands. The last trip to Adelaide, it didn't seem to make a difference. Sandstorm it came, like woods after the rain. Cold, hungry child,
But it was hard again.
we're sending our love again. Please be careful where you choose to swim. Those octopus you saw washed upon the shore. They made the news back here, 30 deaths or more. 'cause we won't meet again.
Oh, this is sad.
Microphone. Sorry, microphone's off. We were talking for ages there, were we? Yeah. What did we say? Well, we were talking about the theremin, weren't we? They obviously, right. So we'll go back and we'll do the whole theremin thing again. Okay, so you can probably see me doing this with the mic and going, "What the bloody hell is he doing?" It's like he's got a live animal there. Don't get too close to it. No, I was saying that a theremin is an electronic instrument that is it's a bar, a magnetic bar, and it senses the distance of objects from it. So if you put your hand here, it'll go woo. If you move it backwards and forwards, go woo, 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 woo. So that's why you get that sound. You go woo. That's what
and you were saying about Nigel Hopkins.
Nigel Hopkins, yeah, a friend of ours. I was doing a TV show with him, and he had a theremin next to his keyboard. God knows why he took the theremin on a TV show.
That's Nigel for you.
Yeah, I know. And you go over to say something to him, and he go, "Don't come too close, you'll set the theremin off." It's hilarious. So James and I both worked on that. On those lines, I think physically it was probably me that played it, but it's not a hard line. It's a C chord with one extra note. That's all it is. Easy to play if you've got the right sound. I was just saying the
That's what you
theremin
missed.
plugin, Spook Keys, is amazing. We didn't use a real one. We used a plugin. And if anyone needs a theremin sound in their home studio, Spook Keys, that's it. Google it. You can probably find a free download somewhere because it's a freebie plugin. If you can't, I'll send it to you. There we are. Up on screen, we've been up on screen for ages. But at least the mic's on. You can have one of the two or the other. So you've had plenty of time to read this up on screen now. In the lyrics of Letter to Geelong, where did the car break down? Okay. So
now they can't see us.
No, I know, because we've got the screen thing up. Yeah.
You can't have it all.
Yeah. I'm going to take that off screen now. Ta-da! Sound and vision. We're here now. We're back. So that's good. Sorry, we're being really rubbish there. Yeah, is that all right? Okay, there we are. We're all good again. We're all good. So often I do you a little take around Sonar. I don't think we're going to do that this week. There's not, I probably should list who's on the choruses, who sings what, in case you're trying to guess. That would have been a good quiz question, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Name every solo singer
which
on
bar?
it. Every singer on it. So on the chorus, in the earlier choruses, because we first did this as a family thing, I had loads of me on it, but actually I've taken all of me off the choruses because we had enough male voices in. So the male voices are hubby Paul Smith is on. He's one of the male voices. And Joe Matera is another one of the male voices. I think they're the only two on it. And the female voices are Elaine.
Yeah.
Elaine here. She's on it. And Danielle Nichols is on it. And my Mrs. Kerry Darknell is on the first couple of choruses, but she had to race off somewhere. I didn't have time to teach her the key change one, so she's on the first couple. And then the verses, I think the first verse starts off with me on lead vocal, and then the second half of that is Lorna, my daughter, is doing the top harmony, and James Warren is doing the bottom harmony. Verse 2, we have Lorna takes over the lead on that one. And then the second half of it, my other daughter, Leah, who you'll know Leah because she's done a load of the art, did all the art stuff for Cartoon World, and she drew the world on Ununited Nations. She drew those world maps on Ununited Nations. She is on the top harmony, and John Baker is on the bottom harmony. The next verse, Abby Baker, John's daughter, begins that verse, and then she harmonizes with John on the second part, so she moves up to the next harmony and John takes over the lead. And then the third verse, B. Warren, James's daughter, is on the beginning of that, and then James joins her for the end of it. So that's the rundown of it. And it was a really interesting day and great fun to do. And as I say, as a bit of a move for maybe that to be the next single. We know it's not a real pop song. We know it's a bit folky. We know it's a bit different, but everyone seems to like it, and it actually says something. You cast your mind back to those days where people would emigrate and they would not see each other again.
It's very touching, isn't it?
Yeah,
it
I think so.
really is.
I think so.
And I haven't seen the video yet.
No, I know. She's going to cry when she sees the video. Yes.
I'm not going to cry.
We could do... I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll have a little look at something you've been working on, Elaine.
Okay.
You have a new album that will be out in the fullness of time.
Fullness of time. Sometime soon.
Soonish.
We'll stretch that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what is this album called?
It's going to be called, it is called Strength of a Woman. And it appeals to me because of everything through my life. Talking about your life all night. Some of us have lives, So it's really it gives me a chance to explain or write. I've also written my own song, which hopefully we can get something finished with that one. And it's just quite personal, you know. Somebody was saying earlier today, I heard somebody saying about just being open and vulnerable, you know, opening yourself to different feelings, and it's just given me that opportunity to inject a little bit of me into another album. We did a bit of it with the Bacharach album.
Yeah.
Which was funny, actually. I sold an album on the
On
Saturday. That was really very nice. But yeah,
well, it's a good album. It's a really good album.
It's lovely. I'm still getting some nice feedback from that album.
Yeah.
So carrying on from that, we've got strings and all the usual on it.
Yeah, real strings, real violins, violas, cellos, real trumpets, real woodwinds, and all that sort of stuff.
Other people who haven't got proper jobs.
I tell you what, there's a lot of famous artists who don't have anywhere near as big a budget as your album. But it is. A lot of people these days go, oh, well, yeah, because you used to be able to do that. You can't do it anymore. And it's such tosh. It is tosh because you can. Anyone can go and record something. Yeah.
Well.
I think what's got lost is perhaps the skill set to do it has got lost. As keyboard players go, yeah, but I can get strings by doing that. And of course, when you hear real strings, like all the Korgis stuff is all real strings, it doesn't sound like someone doing that on a keyboard. It sounds a little better than that. Yeah. Especially you listen to something like You Haunt Me, and it's like the strings make you tingle.
A Matala Moon.
A Matala Moon, yeah, which is full orchestra on Matala Moon. Yeah. That was Marley's idea, that was.
Yes, yeah.
After hearing your album. Yeah. It was after hearing the Bacharach album, and he went, did you do the orchestrations on that?
Yeah, it's lovely. We might do a few more Bacharach songs as well in the future. So,
and some other covers. We're working on, what did we do? Close My Eyes and Count to 10.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
We haven't spent hardly any time lately. We need to...
It's because that damn Korgis album's got in the way.
Yeah.
Every minute of every waking day.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should we play on Strength of the Woman? So this was written by Ian Mitchard.
Not finished yet. It's not finished.
It's very close.
I keep saying that. I keep tweaking all the time.
Yeah.
We just change that.
We're going to have to put a time limit on it.
It's called creation.
Yeah, it's got to be ready by Sunday.
Creative. Yeah. Written by Ian Mitchard. I did a gig down in Mumbles, the jazz club there, Swansea Jazz Club. When was that? November.
Yeah.
And a certain person came and.
Yeah, we should have found that video, really, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we should have, but we didn't plan this very
well, did we? At all.
You asked me about an hour ago. No. So the gig went really well. I had some nice guys on
more than nice guys. She had some of the top musicians in the country.
Fantastic.
Lawrence Cottle on bass, Richard Cottle, who's Lawrence Cottle is probably arguably Britain's best bass player, and he certainly does loads of high profile work. Richard Cottle has toured with David Bowie, and poor old Dave Cottle, who was just as good as the other two, decided that he would actually teach for most of his life, but he is an immense player, absolutely brilliant player. And some drummer called Paul Smith, I think. I don't know about him. Yeah, not sure about him. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Was he the same Smithy from Gavin and Stacey?
No.
Probably not. No.
More famous than him.
Yeah. Should we play him Strength of a Woman?
It's a great song. And what I was going to say was, what I was going to say though quickly was that Ian Mitchard and his wife came down, asked them to come down that night, and he loved the fact that we did the song live.
Yeah.
He hadn't heard the song live. And it went really well.
Yeah.
Really well. Really nice reaction, because it was a Bacharach night. It was the album songs plus 10, 12 more, or plus another one or two that I threw in at quite short notice. It's lovely. So I didn't want to divert from Bacharach, of course, but I just asked the audience if they would mind if we just put that one in, because it's a bit I can't speak. Bacharach-esque. That's the word I was looking for. It's really, really nice. So it went really well. They really liked it. So that was encouraging.
Yeah. So I'm going to play it. I'll turn the mic off.
Okay.
So that our wittering won't, disturb the flow. But this is what it sounds like.
You're a million miles away, yet at my fingertips, and I don't know what to say, though the words are on my lips. I tried to read your thoughts, but the letters make no sense, as I aim to break the chain of unfortunate subordinate events. There's an echo from your past that's shouting at us now. It could be loud and clear, but we can't hear it anyhow. I see from your expression, born of consequence, as I aim to break the chain of unfortunate and ordinate pretense. It takes the strength of a woman doing all she can to mend the broken heart of man. Still, he'll never understand the love she gives without command, and how she takes it in her stride. No second thought, her precious pride. It can never be denied. The strength of a woman. The language of your body cries lack of confidence, as I aim to break the chain of unfortunate, disproportionate defense. It takes the strength of a woman doing all she can to mend the broken heart of man. Still, he'll never understand the love she gives without command, and how she takes it in her stride. The second thought, her precious pride. It can never be denied. It takes the strength of a woman doing all she can to mend the broken heart of man. Still, he'll never understand the love she gives without command, and how she takes it in her stride. The second thought, her precious pride. It can never be denied. The strength of a woman. 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 As I aim to break the chain.
It sounded good, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice to hear
because
it.
we actually haven't heard that for a little
I
while.
haven't heard
have
it
we?
for ages,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
really nice to hear it. So
Yeah. Yes,
We'll-
lovely. Paul
we'll,
Smith on drums, of course, on that.
lovely,
Yes.
beautiful. Everything was lovely.
Yes.
Like your guitar,
Oh,
everything.
Thank you. Yeah. Our lovely string players, Richard Mainwaring, Corinne Colburn, Claudine Cassidy, I think John Mainwaring on trumpet, Phil Jarvis on trombone.
Nice to see Richard at the gig last weekend.
Yeah, no, yeah. Richard Mainwaring was
I looked
at
at
Chapel
him-
Arts.
I looked at him and thought, said hi, and he said, I know you. I couldn't place it. I did tell him. Oh dear. You know when you see somebody
Out of context.
Out of context.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I made amends.
So yeah, brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant stuff.
Well, we look forward to working on more and creating.
Yeah. Meanwhile, though, the Love Is the Answer album is out, and it's bleeding brilliant. I've got to say, it is really, it really does sound good. I mean, I know we worked on it together, but you know when something is really good. You know, we knew when Cartoon World was really good, and we knew that album was really good, wasn't it? Yeah. Something, a job worth
Something
doing.
to be proud of, isn't it, really? All of us, everybody who worked on it. Yeah, lovely. Because it's nothing worse than working on something and not really enjoying it, and then not enjoying the outcome, and you don't want to hear it again.
Yeah. Funny, I've been working with a duo called Double Measure, who are great. They're a kind of folky little duo, and they generally just play with guitar and voice themselves, but they said, well, I just want to take things to the next level. And they came across, and of course I got to go, hey, how about this? What about this? What about a big piano? What about this? Yeah. And they started by saying, Trevor started by saying, I got to be honest, all the studio demos I've done, I've never been able to listen to at home. I've got home and gone, well, I'll never play that again because I can't stand to listen to it. And I said to him after the first one, I said, were you able to play it at home? And he went, I haven't stopped playing it. I can't stop playing it. I played it in the car all the way home, and I've played it ever since. And so it's when you do a job right, you know, you will end up pleased with the result. But you can't do a half-hearted job on something. You have to really get into it and actually just make it into, you know, make it into something as good as you can. A lot of people have good song ideas, but they don't know how to structure things, and that's where my job comes in as a producer, to come in and actually just imagine the things around it that will amplify the song. It's not about changing what's there, it's about amplifying what's there and making it just more immediately accessible to people, so that they get the song, they get where the chorus is, they get where things change, you know, making that easy to listen to. But the other thing is, and this is something that we did with your album, it's like, yes, you put all the basic things in place to make it easy to listen to, and the back, you know, harmonies come in on the chorus, extra instruments come in on the chorus, maybe a bit of percussion comes in on the chorus, but it's the hidden things that make you able to listen to an album 100 times. Like
a Disney film.
Yeah, it's the things where you go, oh, I've never heard that before. I never realised that was there.
Yeah.
And a part of the reason I think that we get that is because when we play some of the instruments through, we don't work on every single note of it. We kind of let accidents happen. So it's not going to be the same as it is first verse and second verse. The guitar lines are going to be a little bit different. The bass lines are going to be a little bit different. The piano parts are often quite made up on them. So there's always that leeway of that thing where I didn't notice that in the second verse, that little line that comes in. You know, some of it is orchestration where you intentionally write in little lines that are almost subliminal, but you know that if you listen to it long enough, you'll hear them. So that's what we do with the Korgis.
Try and stop me singing harmonies on everything. I can hear harmonies with everything. I've always loved harmonies, and sung a lot by myself, so it's been a bit lonely. So the chance to do harmonies, well, I've just won.
I mean, fortunately, I love harmonies as well, so
we do enjoy working on harmonies.
That works quite well, and obviously the Korgis are heavy on harmonies, loads and loads of harmonies. I think at one point James put down the split between him and Andy during the Dumb Waiters album was because he put too many harmony blocks on. Andy just went, I can't take it anymore. No more bloody harmonies. I'm off. I can't do it. I know.
That's where I'm at now with listening to the Blue album, hearing all the different things you've put in.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, there are a lot of.
I heard a spaceship.
You can't remember which song it's on.
I've never heard a spaceship before.
I think it might have been at the end of Prison Break. I think it was at the end of Prison Break. That was a kind of afterthought. James just went, get me some keyboard sounds, find me some weird stuff. Doesn't have to be notes, you know. It's like it was sound, and he kind of go, whoo, and then the other one go,
yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's
underneath
it.
the boom, boom,
Yes.
boom, boom
Yeah.
stuff, and he goes, "Get me another one. Find me another one." It's like,
Authentic.
why can we do this? So yeah, the Prison Break is
the
about.
Tomorrow people came into my head then.
Prison Break is already a long song, but he's made it 30 seconds longer by putting all these sound effects at the end of it.
It's fantastic.
It was quite fun.
So has everybody who's listening tonight looking at, have they all got the album?
I think a lot of people have the album for sure. A lot of people have it.
If you haven't, you must get it.
Yeah. There was a question about You Haunt Me. When are we going to do You Haunt Me?
Yes.
Well, we're trying to take the album in chronological order. We've failed miserably so far, but we are kind of leapfrogging things. Next week, we're going to come back and do Cold War. The week after, we're going to do Someday, Charlie, Someday, because Ian Cooper, the guy that co-wrote that song, is in the studio with me during the day.
That is fantastic.
Him and Chris Hopkins are down. Chris can't stay; he's got to drive back to Liverpool. But we might do a little filming with him sometime during the day or the night before. Chris, of course, co-wrote Prison Break.
Yeah.
But Ian Cooper will be there to talk about Someday, Charlie, Someday, which
Charlie
that is
amazing.
one
love
of
those
my
chord structures. I think,
favourite tracks. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, although
one of
it's
my
really
favourite
hard
tracks.
to have a favourite. It depends what mood you're in and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
I think it's a bit like when All Roads Lead to Rome comes on in Cartoon World. I always go, I love this song. I love this song. And Someday Charlie does that to me whenever it comes on. I go, I love this song.
Space, I like.
Space is out there.
It is.
Space is out there. Should we tell the competition winner?
Yes, let's.
Should we? Because there is a winner. We're going to put this back up on screen again.
Drum roll. Oh no, where's that drummer when you need him?
Then the lyrics of Letter to Geelong, where did the car break down? Well, it wasn't too hard, was it? It wasn't a really, really tough one. We had to get towed on the Great Ocean Road. Martin, of course, did point out that, well, it could have actually broken down anywhere, the fact that you got towed on the Great Ocean Road. But actually, yes, it did break down on the Great Ocean Road. So, Martin, you are the winner. That is going to come back to us now. And so, T-shirt of your choice. If you already own the T-shirts, well, if you already own the T-shirts, you've probably worn them out by now. So you can probably replace either a Cartoon World one, or I don't think you are an exceptionally small or a large person. I think you're in the middle somewhere. So the Cool Hits one is probably not for you. But let me know. You tell me. Or we've got Cartoon World, or we've got the Korgis Time Machine, of course. Or if you have all of those and want to hang on.
Do you do that everywhere you go?
Everywhere I go, yeah, I do, yeah.
Martin,
only when I've got clothes on.
Would you like
them.
a CD of mine as well, being as it's been so
Oh,
lovely, saying such lovely things?
There's an offer. Now there's an offer.
Like an album, we'll slide one over to you.
Yes, great.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm a
that's
very
lovely.
generous person.
That's lovely. So let us know, yeah. So, or if you want to hang on for an Ununited Nations T-shirt, I think we will be getting some printed soon. Money was a little bit tight for a while we paid for the vinyl and paid for the duplication of the CDs and all that sort of stuff. But it's getting better again. Getting better all the time.
Oh, we've got a fight going on here now. I did say Great Ocean Road first.
Oh, who did?
Paul G.
Paul G did he? Oh, Paul.
Oh, dear.
Well, in which case, yeah.
Oh.
Well, I tell you what,
Well,
why don't we...
Let's be generous.
Let's be generous, shall we?
Because we can't let Martin down now. I
Well,
won't let Martin down now.
well, I tell you what, if Martin really was second, then maybe Martin should have your CD. And because Paul G's already got your CD, I think, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought he did. Yeah. So, Paul G, you can have the T-shirt of your choice. There we are. Sorry, it was Martin was the first one that I saw, but obviously Paul was so quick off the mark. That's because Paul's been listening to this back to back, this album.
And I didn't see it on here because the print is very small, and I forgot
got my glasses. There we are.
Apologies, Paul.
There we are. But anyway, great that somebody has won the competition. That was quite an easy one. I think my other question was going to be, what year did Al Steele come across from Australia? Which that's a little more cryptic. You might have to search a little harder for that. Yeah. So as a curiosity, if anyone can find that out, I don't know if we'll give him a prize or not. We'll decide.
Nothing left.
News, just so we're winding up now, so just before we go and play the video that is really hot off the press, it's so hot off the press I don't actually think it's finished. There's some fades that should be there, and also I have I got a load of people to handwrite lyrics. That everyone that was singing on it are going to handwrite lyrics, and
I'd forgotten about that.
yeah, and I want to put them into like an email letter form, but it actually requires me taking those handwritten lyrics and really placing them in, making sure. So that was a little bit time consuming for the last couple of days. So I haven't done that, but I've done many other things. So we had everyone that sung on it, not the choruses, so I'm afraid you're not on it. The choruses we have text, but all the verses we actually have film of everyone singing it. So
that's all right. I can take it.
They kind of come in, and it's juxtaposed. It's juxtaposed with a load of photos that I took when I was out in Australia. I think it was the end of 2017. Lorna was out there for a year, so we decided as a family we'd go out and have a holiday. And we went back to my hometown. Lorna was in Melbourne, which is kind of close to where I lived as well. And we went around Geelong. So you'll see a lot of photos. Lots of people that I caught up with. There's a very final shot. And this is quite poignant, really, because there's a very final shot of all of my older relations in Victoria where we sort of all got together. And certainly at least one of those is no longer with us anymore. So it's kind of the message of the song, really, is that, people don't always get to see each other again. In this day and age, it's a little bit easier, and I'm glad that I got to meet up with them all before any of them had passed on. So there we are. Just before we show that last video, a little bit of news. What is our news at the moment? Chapel Arts, of course, was a brilliant gig. So thanks so much for everyone coming along to that. It was a rip-roaring night.
Wonderful.
We were quite happy with the way the new songs went. It's always a wing and a prayer when you're doing new songs because you've never rehearsed them quite enough.
Well, I was lucky enough to be out front, and I absolutely, thoroughly thought it sounded fantastic. Not that I'd want to fault anything at all, but I can't fault it. Absolutely brilliant. It was superb.
It was a great night. It was great.
Who's the guy on sound as well? He did a really good job.
Oh yeah, Ed on sound. Ed is
lovely.
always brilliant. He's one of these sound engineers. He will never go, oh really, you want to do that? Oh, just I don't know if I can do it. He's always just someone that says, yeah, fine.
He knows
what do you
onions.
need? What do you need? I'll get it for you. What do you need
brilliant.
to do? You want to have that there? Yeah, I can find a way to do it. You want it higher? I'll find a way to get it higher.
Yeah.
He's just one of those great
Pleasure
guys.
to work with.
Yeah, the sort of guy you
Great.
want on every gig, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so news. We have just had confirmed a new festival. Ooh, yes, we have. The Eyes Have It Festival, which I think is in Derbyshire. We're on the same bill as the Christians. A perfect world. Da, 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 da. I love that guy's voice. So we'll be looking forward to meeting up with them. There was at one point talk of us actually maybe doing a tour with them. They would be the right kind of ilk to do. So the Eyes Have It Festival is on July the 5th. Was that right? July the 5th?
Don't ask me.
I think it was. Well, it was on the WhatsApp group, and you're on the WhatsApp group, aren't you? So I'm pretty sure it is July the 5th. And the reason I'm pretty sure it's July the 5th is by strange coincidence, 2 days ago, we just got offered another festival on July the 5th, supporting the Trevor Horn Band. And that would have been a gas because, of course, Trevor Horn produced the original version of Don't Look Back, and James hasn't seen him since that time. So that would have been a gas to have done that. Maybe another time. Certainly the festival have said, sorry, our fault, we got to you too late, maybe next year. So, that is at Hampton Pool in London.
Nice.
The swimming pool in London, of which
Very nice.
yeah. So that would have been a great one to do. But the eyes have it. They have it. They're booked. So that's where we're going to be. So that's lovely. The France date has been put up on the website now. I'm still waiting for a ticket link for that. We're hoping that's going to arrive soon. Because I know Ingo. Hello, Ingo. Sorry, I haven't said hello to you tonight. Ingo was talking about going across from Germany across to that date in northern France. So it'll be great to catch up with him again there. And obviously, if you haven't had it already, I will bring your merchandise. Pretty close to the time we're going to have the Red album. Yeah, so I'll bring them across for you if you haven't got them already. So any other news? Scottish dates, Glasgow and Edinburgh, and also Kinross later in the year, backstage at the Green. We're in Kinross. We're still finding, I think we're going to Selby on the way up there. We're still looking for another date to fit in with that. Up in Scotland, so we'll see how that goes. Also, I think the Glasgow and Edinburgh, we were going to try and do a date on the way up, but there's a chance that we might actually try and fix in a date closer to home on the Sunday on the way down. Doesn't suit Danielle very well because she has a really heavy Monday. Every Monday she's kind of wall to wall. But possibly somewhere like Birmingham. We've had a lot of people saying, you miss Birmingham, you never play Birmingham. And it probably is time that we put that right. So I might actually look at some venues there and see if we can find something there to do. Loads of other gigs, virtually every corner of the country.
So much to do.
So much to do. Yeah. Many other things going on. So as I said, hopefully next week, good old days of the Cold War. Hopefully James can hang on for the live stream because I am working with him that day. And we'll also tell you what we've been doing that day.
Great. Look
Might
forward
even
to that.
play you a little snippet of something from the Red album.
Jeez.
Ooh, there we are. Many thanks to Elaine for popping across and helping me out and manning the console there. Very good.
Man in the console without my glasses on. There we are. Nice to be here.
So any other questions we need to grab? Was there anything on the...
Some nice compliments there. I'll take
Yeah, I always check them out afterwards. I'll read them through and see if there's anything I've missed and contact you directly if there is. So albums should be with you in the next couple of days. Obviously not the abroad people. I've posted some of the abroad stuff, not all of it, because it takes, I tell you what, it takes forever now to post that abroad stuff because the customs declarations, they take forever. And a couple of people have been saying, can you, when you send them, can you put a low value on it? Which, yes, we always do put a low value on it. But sometimes the customs people spot it's from a company and they stick a load of duty on it anyway. So these ones I've sent out under my own name. And I put a value of £1 on them. So hopefully you won't get stung by customs, but you never can tell, can you?
One can try.
Never can tell.
You're trying.
So we're going to leave you with the video for hot off the press last night. Finished at about 4 in the morning.
Get my sleeves.
Yes. For Letter to Geelong.
Okay.
And thank you so much for joining him. And see you next week.
Bye guys.
There we are. Bye. Oh, except that I can't get to this now. Hang on.
Hang on. Hello guys.
Hang on.
Don't go.
Yeah, we're almost good. We're almost good. I think we're good now.
Here it comes. Any minute now.
Oh yes, here we are. I'm going to put it up on screen. Bye.
We're both sending our love to you. We're mailing a parcel to things we hold dear as we can't have you near. Things you might cherish should we not meet again. The sun is fierce and hot. Ewan says the schools are strict. Dad got laid off from Ford's, but he says he's trying to fix it. We had to get towed on the cradle finally so.
We're both sending our love again. Man is glad that you've made new friends. You say your dad works now at the cement works near town. It may not be the best, but at least a job's been found.
Dad has bought a new car, claims it turns on a sixpence. The last trip to Adelaide, it didn't seem to make a difference.
The sandstorm it came, that was after the rain. Cold, hungry, tired, then it was hot again.
We're both sending our love again. Please be careful when you choose to swim. Those octopus you saw washed up on the shore. They made the news back here, 30 deaths or more.
Joe is learning guitar, Dad doesn't much like it. Dodged a brown snake on the beach, my clothes don't fit like they did. Spider bit my arm, burned from the start. Doctor said good job,
Poison didn't reach my heart.
We're both sending our love again. Strange you're in Turkey, but way out there. The weather back here seems really cold this year. Or maybe your nanograms are getting old, I fear.
hope you're okay there. The post's been slow here, and your last letter you mentioned a cough that wouldn't clear. We send you our love, and although times are tough,
We're planning to see you. We've almost saved enough.
We're both sending our love to you. We're mailing a parcel too. Things we hold dear as we can have you near. Things you might cherish should we not meet again. 'Cause we won't meet again.